born and raised in New York, and we want everyone here to stay in New York. You don't get to come from outside and then tell everyone else.
Now, what you've seen here was a liberal man claiming that everybody on planet Earth is welcomed in New York. And as he is saying this, a Muslim activist has used him as a springboard and threw a nail bomb into the crowd. Luckily for him, however, the nail bomb was defective. It wasn't defective because the person that created it wanted to be defective. No, it just turned out to be a dud. So, by a complete freak of accident, the life of this liberal man was saved. And so the question is, how did he react to this? Well, we know how he reacted to this because he is telling us through the magic of social media. He is saying that, I cannot stress this enough. It was right near our feet and it did not look real. We just stood there laughing. Meanwhile, the incel femoids ran away, having been totally jester-mogged. Their cortisol level have yet to recover. So, to sum it up, the man almost died. It's only through a freak accident that caused the bomb not to explode that he is still alive today. It was a nail bomb, by the way. Like, that's a really nasty way to go. And he is basically laughing at the people that have a sense of self-preservation. At the people who probably watched the news, saw other terrorist attacks. They kind of understand the pattern. Someone comes up screaming Allah Akbar and then throws something. And so they're thinking, okay, well, maybe this is like one of those events. And I want to point out something. This is not bigotry or anything. Like, even in Muslim nations, if you're in a public place and a Muslim just screams Allah Akbar, other Muslims are going to get really upset. Because you just don't scream that in that particular circumstance, right? It's contextual. It's one thing when someone says it at a mosque. It's another thing when someone says it calmly at a conversation. It's another thing when you're in a public place and someone suddenly screams it. Okay? Like, Muslims have the ability and the brain power to understand the difference. The liberal mind does not. The liberal mind cannot conceive the fact that a brown person screaming Allah Akbar in a crowded place may actually want to cause violence. Like, his framework of reality just does not allow for that to happen. That is just a far-right conspiracy. And it's not the fault of the liberal mind, because a mind is only capable of output based on input. And if the input from the mainstream media, from the academia, from the politicians, from his circle of friends, from social media, from ChatGPT with its safety features on, all of these are basically telling him that a brown person would never. And on top of that, he gets paid money by other people for saying the same thing. That he genuinely believes that there is absolutely no possibility whatsoever that someone would commit a terrorist attack while screaming and chanting Allah Akbar. Now, what happens after he finds out? Like, maybe at this point, he genuinely didn't know. Like, at this point, he's still shaken up a bit. He may think that it was a joke, like someone pretended to be a Muslim and did this, or maybe that the Muslim only wanted to frighten people. He wasn't actually going to do something. But eventually the authorities came in and they said, no, like, this is a legitimate terrorist attack. You're just lucky to have survived it. Well, his response is to attack a right-winger. Now, I do not know who this Jake Lang is, but I understand he is doing anti-immigration activism. In other words, like, you have a right-winger that basically says, we do not want such people coming here. I assume, like, if Muslims want to come to New York, maybe they should get baptized, okay? Like, that's what a medieval Catholic would think. It's like, yes, we're Christians, we're brotherly, you gotta get baptized. You gotta take the baptism, you gotta kiss the cross. You gotta kiss the cross so that we know you're trustworthy. You know, like maybe that. I don't know what Jake Lang thinks, but I assume it's something in those lines, right? Like he's basically saying that the people that are coming in a sanctuary city may not have the exact same American values as the people living there. And so Walter disagrees, right? Like Walter believes that Mr. Jake is an enemy of the state. Like he is an enemy of the people. He's a reactionary bigot. He keeps the revolution from happening. However, when Mr. Walter is actually confronted with what Jake is literally warning people about, right? Like if Jake is the man that cries wolf, now the wolf is literally there. His explanation is that, well, he still stands by it. As a born person raised in New York, everyone is welcome. Except the God Fouquier. The God Fouquier Jake Lang. Like, look, I understand that maybe he fucks goats. I don't know. Like, maybe he does. Probably. But what he is saying about the fact that it could be dangerous to let people unchecked, right? Because, like, some of them are not terrorists. Like, I agree. We know this, right? Like, you can see them on the streets, right? You can have Muslim friends. Some of them are not terrorists. Some of them are terrorists, like the guy that just used you as a springboard. The question is, like, how can we tell? Do we perform augury like the Romans? Do we read in the entrails of goats to figure it out? Do we perform some high-level mysticism? Or, here's an idea, right? When people come over the border, they come through checkpoints, and we get to screen them. Wow! Can you imagine such a technology? I think even the Byzantines used to have it. It's an ancient way of telling good people from bad people that try to come into a city. You screen them at the gates. Is your liberal mind doing that? No, of course not. Like, you believe everybody should come in. Every single person on planet Earth should come to New York. And Mr. Jake is saying, well, maybe that's a bad idea. And you're like, no, Jake is a God Fouquier, and God Fouquiers cannot understand reality. Now, again, I don't blame him, because that is a billion-dollar industry designed to make liberals think like liberals. And it would be a sin if they wouldn't think like this, because that would mean wasted money. And nothing is more sinful. Nothing is making God more upset than when someone throws money away, right? And so, like, if the liberals pay billions of dollars to make people think this way, well, people should think this way. The question is, like, how much money do conservatives pay for people to think otherwise? The answer is not much. And so, well, you get with a situation where you have a liberal that almost died, and that doesn't change his mind at all. In fact, it reinforces his beliefs. And so you have to wonder, what do they actually believe? Well, I think there's two possibilities. Number one, they're paid to do these things. Like, someone literally wires money into his bank account in order to say his liberal talking points. The same way that Coca-Cola would pay a football player to advertise Coca-Cola, you can have a political party paying an influencer to advertise political talking points. In which case, I hope he gets a bonus for this. Like, I hope he gets a premium. He almost died, right? So, like, I do hope he gets a lot of cash for maintaining composure under pressure. The other possibility is that he has, like, genuine convictions. He has genuine convictions. And there's, like, the third possibility that maybe the God Fouquier fucked his girlfriend or some shit like that, and this is, like, a personal animosity, but maybe that's not the case. But the second possibility is that he believes it. And he maybe believed that, I don't know, like, Islam is this, like, irrational force, right? Like, you cannot argue with these individuals. Like, they're beyond persuading. And so, they're like a storm, okay? And the far right is like a lightning rod. Like, having the far right activist talk against immigration, that caused the attack. Like, he brought it on himself. You know, like, Islam is like genuine, like a level of spirituality. And when you chant against mass immigration, when you chant against Democrats, you're bringing like the negative karma of the universe upon yourself. And so, yeah, it's like a form of spiritual victim blaming. Maybe this is what he thinks. But anyway, I want to point out how the Guardian is hard at work here, right? Like the professionals whitewashing the story, if you will. This is the same event, right? So explosive device thrown outside of Zoran Mamdani's residence at anti-Islam protest. 2 men are in custody in connection with the incident after anti-Islam demonstrators clashed with counter-protesters. So, if you actually look at The Guardian, right, you look at the thumbnail, you look at the title, what you would think happened is that a far-right anti-Islamist protester threw a bomb at Zoran Mamdani's residence. Like, you have to read the article to find out what actually happened. But, like, if you're drinking your morning coffee and you're just, like, skimming through the news, this is what you get, right? It's like, look at those anti-Islam protesters in New York. They're insane. They're batshit crazy. Why would they do this? And I gotta say, you know, like, imagine just the level of professionals that The Guardian must hire. A lot of people think that these are stupid individuals that don't know. Like, no, they know exactly. They're presented with the news. They see the same social media that you and I do. They actually see how the terrorists use the liberal as a springboard. They see all of that. And their job is like, how do we spin it? How do we make the British public think that this is not what happened? And they managed to spin it so successfully that they don't even make it into a neutral event. They actually turn the victims into the bad guys. And meanwhile, the actual perpetrator is not even mentioned, right? Like, he's just one of the 2 people being held. But they don't mention anything. That's like a level of professionals. Like, right-wingers do not have such people. We do not have such talented individuals that can take a news and spin it in such a way that it completely muddies reality, that we can brainwash people in order to be at an event where they almost lost their life and they just double down on their right-wingers. Like, we just lack this level of professionalism that the left has. When are we going to start copying it? When are we going to start learning from it? Like, right-wingers should send people, acolytes at The Guardian to learn how it's done. You know, to infiltrate the institution, to find out how they do it, because it's effective, right? Just like, stop putting ideological bias to it and start using it as a tool. And learn from it. If they can use it, we can use it. I'm kidding, or am I? Am I kidding? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know at this point. Like, after you see stuff like this, what is the answer, right? Because conversation is definitely not. How can you talk with the person? How can you debate with the person that almost lost their life and they don't care? And the problem isn't that I care about their life in particular, but like, I care about the other people that are around. You know, the ones that he mocks for running. That's another thing, right? Like, their social stigma, their shame for trying to preserve your life. So I care about those people. And if debate isn't the answer, then maybe it's manipulation, maybe it's subversion, maybe, you know, like, you have to use other tactics, like, you have to use other tools. If subversion and manipulation is what causes people like that, then, well, and conversation is not possible anymore, and they don't care even when reality hits them in the face, well, these people have to be manipulated then. They have to be manipulated, they have to be subverted. Every single tactic that was used against them has to be used from a counter position against them. What is the other solution then, you know? Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.